and I'm a little shocked, I guess is what I would put it. It's called something called Furries. If you don't know what furries are, it's where school children dress up as animals, cats or dogs, during the school day. They meow and they bark, and they interact with their school, with the teachers and that in this fashion. And now schools are wanting to put litter boxes in the schools for these children to use. How is this sanitary? I'm going to have a discussion with CEO Smith about this. This is something I think, how can schools allow this to happen? I think it's very disruptive within the school system. I think it's very disruptive within the classes. I even heard from one person here recently said that a student identified as a cat and wanted a litter box. The school didn't provide the litter box, so the student went ahead and defecated on the floor. Really? Really?
Shalom Akim, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem Rakakodash, double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstones, salute to sincere brothers out there of the hopeful elect. All right, now you just heard that, man. Okay, I don't know exactly who this individual is, this politician. Somebody on my job actually sent me this to my phone, and you know, I've heard about the furries in these kids' classes. This is mainly happening in white communities, right? Now, I work with a lot of white boys on the job, and we conversate or whatever, because truth be told, I'd rather conversate with these damn Edomites than my own people, man, because, our people are not aware of shit, and all they want to talk about is nonsense. If it ain't some street culture, gang shit, some rap, hip hop, BS, that's in sports and basketball, all kind of dumb shit, man. That's all our people seem to know. So I don't really conversate with too many of our people, man. All right. I usually talk to these white boys at the job because they be hip to shit, man. Sad to say, the so-called white man, they're pretty much more in the know than our people. All right. The nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. So, these white boys, they send me shit. They tell me things. All right. Like I said, the furries, it was just going on in some of the schools in their communities, and a lot of these white boys are pissed about that shit, and you got a bunch of little weird kids dressing up like cats and dogs and beavers and all kind of animals and shit, and and they behave like these animals when they're in class. And the school totally supports it and accepts it, man. All right, which basically proves that America is the land of folly, man. This is Babylon the Great. The word Babylon is the Hebrew word Babel, which means confusion. Okay? Now, how confusing is that when you take children who are young, gullible, impressionable, and they through the different stages of life, they have to learn about the world that they're living in, and you teaching these kids that it's okay to be a homosexual, and you teaching these kids or allowing them to be furries, man, to carry themselves like animals. And this is in education institutions, man, where they're teaching these kids this nonsense and allowing it, okay? Which further proves the reason why this society has to be fucking destroyed, man, okay? It waxes worse and worse by the day, man, as this man is in power. Okay, from women's liberation, to which women's liberation is all bullshit anyway. Okay, it's basically something set up to uplift women with pride and to have them behave in a manner wherein they believe that they're equal to men. Okay, but now it's come to the point where you have a lot of women who are actually superior over men in society standards, man. All right. So women's liberation, homosexual rights. All right. We're in. Homosexuals are allowed to get married, and they're actually glorified and put on a pedestal, and even to the point where they're looked upon as heroes in this society, man, for standing up and fighting for equal rights, so to speak. Okay. All right. And now what we're witnessing now, because with homosexual rights comes what comes right after that is basically the acceptance of pedophilia. Okay, all right, pedophilia. Then it takes a step further into bestiality. When you got kids in school pretending to be cats and dogs, that's weirdo shit right there, man. All right, and you got state government and the federal government that's in full support of it. That shows you, man, that we got to get the fuck up out of this place, man. All right, the Lord has to hurry up and come back. So I'm gonna bring out one scripture. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 6. It says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place." All right, folly is set in great dignity, man. Okay, and you see that. It's clear as day, man. When you got the furries in these classrooms, these kids being referred to as the furries because they come to school dressed up as cats and dogs and whatever animal they believe that they want to be or aspire to be like. Okay, and the school system is in so much support of it that they're allowing litter boxes in these schools so these kids could go and pop a squat and take a dump in a damn litter box, which that should further prove to you that the COVID was all bullshit, man. Because how unsanitary is that? Okay, for children to be able to be able to move their bowels in a fucking litter box, man. How sanitary is that? If the COVID was a real thing, aren't we just recovering from the COVID? We're not even recovering from the COVID because they still trying to pump that fear of the COVID-19 to the masses, man. Coming out with booster shot after booster shot, man. A new jab for a new variant of the COVID. But yet you can allow these kids to go do some unsanitary shit, such as take a dump in a damn litter box in their classroom because they believe that they're a fucking cat. Okay? This is insane, man. That's why the scriptures say folly is set in great dignity. Folly is wickedness, man. And it's highly uplifted and supported in this society, man. The people should be outraged. A lot of these white boys I talk to on the job, they are fucking pissed off behind it, man. See, that shit ain't really reached Jake community yet, man. It's not really going on in the hood, at least not any hood that I know of. Okay? Because once these devils, they accept shit like this first, and then they try to push it on to Jake later on down the line. Okay? Like homosexuality, and women's rights and all of that shit. Because in our spirit, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who make up the sons of Jacob, in our spirit, we have a righteous spirit, man. So we're not just quick to accept all of this fucking wickedness, man. The so-called white man, through the yoke that he has over us and his financial capability, in which they tempt our people to accept. All right, they're the ones who basically program and promote all of this folly and wickedness unto us, man. All right, because we're the major trendsetters in the world, man. So once you got Jake, some celebrity Jakes who will sell out and promote this bullshit, then it becomes fashionable and trendy. Okay? But the scriptures say folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. Who's the rich? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who make up the sons of Jacob / Israel. Okay? We sit in a low place, man. We have no say so what can take place in our lives as far as righteousness, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And things that our natural morale is naturally adapted to. Okay, we can't do the things that are that we are righteously supposed to do. That's actually inherited in our spirit. Because this is the world of the so-called white man. All right. So I just wanted to share that video with you brothers, man, so you could see, man, how terrible this fucking world is becoming, man. Okay, just when you think it couldn't get no worse, we get hit with another bombshell, man, of how wicked this devil is. All right. So I'm gonna say shalom. I'll be rocking to you brothers, Lord willing. I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.